whatever. So now you know I like both kinds of music, country and Western. Anybody know what that's from? Nope, close. No, it is. Is it? Yeah, it is. You're right. No, do I know what it is? All right, so we are so lucky to have Kathleen here today as our speaker. I can't even tell you. And by the way, Jim is supposed to be here doing the introduction. We don't know where he is. We hope he shows up. So you get a chance to meet our great city manager, Kathleen. But in the meantime, several of us a couple of months ago were at a conference down in San Jose, Women's Summit. And Kathleen was our speaker, and we thought we would love to have her come here, but we didn't really think we would be able to because she's out on the speakers circuit, et cetera. But let me tell you a little bit about her. Kathleen is known as the Queen of Declutter. She is an unparalleled networker, an internationally renowned speaker, trainer, award-winning business consultant, and poet, a contributing best-selling author, and the founder of Speaktacular. Kathleen has more than 30 years of experience providing custom inspirational keynotes, training seminars, and consultants to Fortune 500 companies, governmental agencies, direct sales organizations, small businesses, and professional associations. She's known for helping people leverage 10 hours of decluttering to turn into tens of thousands of dollars worth of abundance. So I like these fun facts about Kathleen. Even though her mom has 750 cookbooks and spent her life in the kitchen, Kathleen has managed to only prepare 5 dinners to date. I love that. That's awesome.
You wonder why I'm single.
The job she hated the most was her paper route, and her most embarrassing work moment is when she was fired from Baskin-Robbins for eating ice cream. That's the best reason to get fired, right? Without further delay, please help me in welcoming Kathleen Ronald.
Woohoo! Thank you, Miss Pam. How's everybody doing? Oh my God, my heart is racing, only because I had to space clear my talk down from 3 hours to 20 minutes. So we're here for 20 minutes. It's gonna be very quick, and then we have 20 minutes of Q&A. And today's topic is what? Can anyone tell me? Clutternomics, how to clear your way to peace, productivity, and profits. So I'm curious, how many of you feel that you might have this much of an issue around clutter, either professionally or personally? Raise your hands. Those are the honest ones. Okay, fantastic. So the next question is, when you think of the word clutter, how many of you thought it in the context as physical clutter? How many went to physical clutter when they answered that question? Physical clutter. Okay, physical clutter. What I'm going to do is expand your brain space today to realize that it's way beyond physical clutter. We're going to touch on that point. And then the last point is, how many of you in a million years have ever even considered the economic cost of your clutter? Has anyone even thought of it in those terms? A few of you. Great. But the rest of you know, right? So my intention today is to expand your awareness on this topic called Clutternomics. I've been a business consultant for over 20 years. The reason why my clients can grow their business 20 to 50% and beyond is because they start looking at this thing called clutter. They start to get rid of clutter. I work with organizations and companies. When I go into a company, we do an anonymous survey. And from that becomes issues and challenges. We're going to talk about that today. All of their business issues and challenges, in my world, is clutter. So clutter, in the world of Clutternomics, it is big. And we're going to cover that because it is costing you millions, and some organizations combined billions of dollars. So I hope to raise your awareness about your personal and business clutter. I hope to inspire and plant a seed for you to get curious. We have 20 minutes. So within that context, we don't have a lot of time. But that's my hope today, is to inspire you to get really curious about this thing called clutter. And for all of you to start possibly integrating the thought process of Clutternomics into your organizations. Because it is mind-blowing when you start to get familiar with this thing called Clutternomics. So let's look at why this, there we go. Okay, let's look at the definition of clutter. If you all want to look at the screen here, the word clutter derives from the Middle English word cloyter, which means to coagulate, and that's about as stuck as you can get. So clutter accumulates when energy stagnates, and likewise energy stagnates when clutter accumulates. So the clutter begins as a symptom of what is happening with you in your life, and then becomes a part of the problem itself. Because the more of it you have, the more stagnant energy it attracts to itself. How many of you don't deal with clutter so much, but you have a partner or you have somebody in your home that is a clutter hoarder kind of person? Raise your hands. How many of you are really, when you walk in, you can feel it in your body, the frustration and stress level rises when you walk into that space that is cluttered? Raise your hands. We've got a two-hand over here. You know, you are adorable. What's your name? Greg. Greg has two hands up, everybody. I don't know who you're with, but I think there's some coaching or counseling coming out. This is for you, because you're so adorable, and that was really funny. I have never seen anyone raise two hands before. That's some serious clutter going on there. All right. So this is my definition of business clutter. Now, I want you to think about this. Certainly, all of you, as you approach your goals and objectives and your things that you're doing within your own business initiatives, you're always looking to fix things, make things better. Would you agree? So basically, what you're doing is you're looking at your issues and challenges, and you're creating sustainable solutions, correct? Right? All right. So this is the definition of business clutter. We're going to hit on personal and business. Business clutter is any issue or challenge within your work environment. Now, it was fascinating when I met Pam at that particular conference, the women's conference, was they had some really fascinating issues and challenges that came up. So, not you personally, no. Now, you're adorable too. That was funny. You get a button. I'm so excited. Ask me why. See, you know, if we get interactive, it's so much fun, and that button works for everything, even if you're single, you know. All right. Now, back to the definition of business clutter. Business clutter is any issue or challenge within your work environment. These issues can affect you personally. They can affect you professionally, mentally, physically, abundance-wise, and more. It's not an enemy, it's a blessing. We'll get to that. So Karen Kingston, we're going to know about her. She wrote this book. So for those of you that are prepared and have paper and a pen, for those of you that cleared the opportunity to bring one, maybe you can borrow one. But this is called Clear Your Clutter with Feng Shui. Free yourself from physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual clutter forever. So this comes from Miss Karen. And what is clutter? Things that you do not use or love. Do any of you have any of that in your life? Some of you are married to that person. It's just a joke. It's a reality for some, and we'll support them too. Things that are untidy or disorganized. Does that sound like any of your offices at this current time? Raise your hands. And some of the people are helping their coworker, you know, raise their hand like, get your hand up there. Too many things in too small of a space. Does that relate to anybody? Raise your hands. All right. And this is a big one. Anything unfinished. Now think about your personal life. Do you have anything unfinished? Conversations unfinished? Family issues unfinished? That book you always wanted to write? The new job you wanted to have? The trip you wanted to take? Unfinished. And for those guys that are married, let me see your hands. I'm kind of single, so I'm just testing the waters here. I just want to know who's not available. So for the guys, you have that honey-do list. Oi. Right? And there's a lot of things that get unfinished on that list. So that is... How long you been married? By the looks of things, a long time. Woo! All right, wear that button, but
35.
I knew that. So that is physical clutter, all right? Now, this is what clutter truly is. For those of you have ever, does your clutter cause you tension in your body, you know, where you get tight and you can't breathe and you're shaking your heads like this and you don't know where to begin and it's overwhelming and you don't feel like you have any freedom and you're spinning more plates than a Chinese circus? Are we? And you're at triple warp speed with your hair on fire? Are you kidding me? Everyone's life is overdone, overbaked, overstuffed. Truly. Where is the quality of life? Now, for those of you that are 50 and older, raise your hands. Oh, look at this guy over here. He's like, we didn't know that about you anyway. Clutter is a healing opportunity. In my world, it's my belief that anything that presents itself to us is an opportunity. Cancer is a healing opportunity. Heart disease, healing opportunity. Stress, healing opportunity. So that thing that you hate, that thing that you push against, the thing that you resist, you need to embrace it, step number one. It needs to become your best friend. It's just trying to wake you up, show you up, because it's a healing opportunity. Clutter affects 19 areas of your life. We don't have time to talk about them. You have to have me back. We have 20 minutes. It's a healing opportunity. If you live with someone, you cannot get excited about this. You cannot buy Karen's book. You can't give it to them for their birthday, put it under the pillow, leave it out on the thing. You cannot, manipulate the conversation. You can't be passive aggressive to get the people that live in your home to start decluttering just because you get excited about it today. That has to be a promise, okay? Their clutter is their healing opportunity. Do not touch anyone else's clutter. No, it's their business. When they're ready to show up for the healing, they will. That's an important fact that people don't realize. Okay, next. These are some clutter facts. Now, if this doesn't get you excited to go back to your office and clear out that friggin' drawer immediately, just one, to get started. In a study by Brother International, U.S. corporations lose $177 billion with a B, people, billion dollars annually due to clutter. On average, people spend an average of 55 minutes a day looking for things. How many of you are the ones that look for your keys almost every single day? Yes or yes? All right. How many of you actually look for things every single day, whether it be at work or at home? Raise your hands. Okay. That's pretty much everybody. Now, in management, if you're working with budgets, you are losing so much money, it's ridiculous. That's 55 minutes. What if that person has ADD, ADHD, bipolar, and depressed? Holy cow. They're looking for, they're looking for the lights to get out of the house, number one, but then even to get on the job. What we are dealing with today when it comes to the dynamics of the human experience is a lot. If you have an average pay of $65,000 a year, it is costing your city $8,000 per employee every year. Do the math. Then you'll be really cognizant of what's going on within your organizations and how much money you're losing because of that time and energy of people not having a permanent address. And I'll squeeze this in right now. The best trick I can give you is think like this. Everything has an address. How many of you have children? I'm not going to get married today. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. If the kids come in the house, they're going to hate you because now you're going to learn this new thing. They come in and dump their stuff, right? In the living room, their backpacks, that they dump. And I want you parents to say, excuse me, Johnny, Susie, Miriam, whatever your name is. There were 6 in our family. If our father got it right, Jim, John, Rick, you know your name. Where's my hammer? If they come in and they dump their stuff, I want you to ask a simple question. Excuse me, is that the address? Is that the address for your jacket? Is that the address for your books? And they'll think, in the middle of the living room doesn't look like an address to me. Looks like crap in my living room. So if you think everything has an address, then you can get 55 minutes back every single day. You get a whole 8 hours, 7 hours back in 1 week if you think everything has an address. I am never looking for my keys. Are you kidding me? I'm menopausal. I forget anything. If it didn't have an address, I wouldn't know where to go for it. I have to go to the address. And I cannot even imagine at this point in my life, after all these years of doing it, not having things where they belong. I would lose my flippin' mind. And now with this short-term memory thing, I'll get a new address and I forget it's the address. And then I'm like, what the hell? Where is it? So I do experience some frustration. So think about that. Everything's got an address, people. People find it hard to concentrate with the messy files around. Anyone? Hello, how can you be creative? And especially, I'm an ADD girl, and you know, we know who we are, right, everybody? And it's okay, name it, claim it, raise your hands, double on it. Because this is it. We create like nobody's business. And it can get messy very quickly. 76% of people report losing time to disorder. Hello, ding, 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 ding. Cost, cost, cost. 16% fear, and I think this is higher, fear their clutter will diminish their reputation. Let me tell you this. You're all in a management position, most of you. But isn't it interesting? I studied with Tony Robbins for 5 years. I'm a mind studied neurolinguistic programming, the science of the mind. So the brain is always thinking, what does this mean? What does this mean? What does this mean? So when you walk by somebody's office and it's all, and let's say that person has a trajectory to go in to manage it and move up a little bit. What are you thinking in your mind as a manager as you walk by? Are you kidding me? Oh, forget it. They can't manage their way out of a box. How are they going to manage these projects? Looks like a bomb went off on there. They're so unorganized. That may not be true of the person that sits in that office, but that's the perception. Would you agree? It's amazing. 14% lose business opportunities due to disorganization. It's those that show up to the meetings late, can't get their stuff together, can't find their this, that, and the other thing. These are solid facts. Now, the personal clutter cost. I'm thinking I actually redid this, but here we go. Think about this personally, and just take a mental note of this. Your physical clutter, you can Google anything on the web and find out the cost of your physical clutter, but I'm telling you what, it's costing a lot. Costing a lot. Mental, whoa, 5 keys to evict negative thinking. I work in the brain. There are so many limiting beliefs that are living inside of your little skull right here that you're raised up with these beliefs. You think they're true, and it's a big hallucination. So what has your limiting beliefs cost you in your life, in your careers? The question you can answer. Emotional clutter. Holy cow. If you have resentment or anger or unforgiveness or any of those adjectives within you, there's a large cost to that. I'm a 2-time cancer survivor, and I believe in Louise Hay's work, and she believes that all emotionality is stuck into our cells, and then once it gets to the cell, it manifests into dis-ease. Those emotions carried around for long term will cripple you over time and make you sick. What is the cost of that? How many of you are dealing with high blood pressure and high cholesterol, or any of the number of things that happen? Food is my teacher. I think I've gained and lost over thousands of pounds over the years. I'm currently blood pressure perfect, cholesterol points 20 up. Just released 10 pounds again. But I take no drugs. I have space cleared all of that. So that's another thing that I've cleared. Financial, how many of you are living at 0 debt, cash only? Anyone? Wow. Talk about freedom, right? There is no clutter there. That is so much freedom. I was cash only for 13 years. I'm back to cash only now for 2.5 years. It is heaven. Heaven. If I can afford it, I buy it. And because I'm a declutter person, oh, I'll make the best wife ever. You know why? I have this many shoes. I have a couple pairs of pants. If it wasn't for Facebook, I'd have 3 suits. Everybody takes my pictures, and then I'd look poor. It's hell. How much time do I have? Have you lost track?
You're too engaging, yeah.
Uh-huh.
You've got just 11 minutes.
11 minutes, okay. Toxic relationships. How many of you have two-legged clutter in your life? Uh-huh. Yeah, what's that costing you? Bark, bark. I've done a declutter boot camp for over 5 years. One of my guest experts is a green goddess. She comes in to talk about the toxins in your home that are killing you slowly, taking 5, 10, 15 years off your life. You have products right now in your home that need to go to a chemical dump. Ew. CD. What does that stand for? Thank you, you were listening. Not only are you just adorable,
He's single. He's single.
but I'm so not, what is that called, a cougar? Can't do it, won't go there. Just because I live in Beverly Hills and Demi Moore's around the corner. But hasn't she made it great for all of us who want to step into there? Yeah. Toxic products. There's a lot of products in your home. Do you know that your makeup, ladies, has 70 to 140 toxins in any American brand product that you're buying? You want to buy European? Number 7 at Target is one of the best. Toxic products is another thing that's costing you. It's clutter. All of these things. Who knew there was so much clutter, right? Clutter cost of your business. Now, certainly, with the budget cuts of late, thank God you don't work in San Jose. Can we all say amen to that? Amen. I love you, San Jose. I've worked with you for 20 years, but you guys have totally lost like 3,000 to 5,000 people due to the budgets. There's a lot of stress and frustration. Would you agree? How many of you even experience stress or frustration in a day? Raise your hand. And the rest of you are gone day relatives, zoning through life, namaste. I'm going to give you 2 hints right here. I want you to remove the word stress from your vocabulary because your nervous system reacts to it. You have a neural-emotional response, negative, to the word stress. So it's kind of like you driving down the street and there's a cat coming in. So when you say, how you doing today? You go, I'm stressed. How you doing? I'm stressed. You know, how often are you saying that? Your nervous system is literally going like this, like a cat that's going to get hit by a car. I'm stressed. So this is how you're working all day. Truly. I know you probably look better than that, but this is how you're looking. So the thing about stress, you want to clear that from your vocabulary. Going forward, you want to say, how are you doing today? You want to say, you are highly stimulated. Now, hello, that usually gets a really rousing laugh. You guys are so stressed you can't even laugh at the joke. The other thing is frustration. Any of you frustrated? Uh-huh, I know you are. I can see it in your face even though you're not raising your hand. For the future, you want to be highly fascinated. Got it? Isn't that hysterical? You can be highly stimulated or highly fascinated. So much better than that S word and the F word. Another clutter cost here in the work environment, we could come up with so many if we were actually having a dialogue, but I've got 20 minutes with like 6 minutes left. Gossip. I certainly hope that any of you are not participating in gossip. I know it's a lot of fun. I know you sneak off and go. Why do you think we have so many soap operas in the news? Because it's all gossip. It doesn't serve you. It's not pretty. So you need to space clear that. If I was a manager of a team, we would have a no tolerance zone for gossip. I'm always one to say, if you have something to say, go to the person and tell them what the deal is. Don't talk around like we did. You know, I'm a family of 6. Does any of the siblings go to the sibling? No. You call the sister, the brother, the brother, the brother, you know. You know what James is doing? Who's sleeping with who? I know what happens here in the city. And you laugh because you know too, right? Budget cuts. How many of you have all of a sudden become 3, 4, 5 people? You were born as an individual, but now you're doing the work of 3 to 5 people. Raise your hand. Hello? A little bit too much. You're so tired in the back, you can't hardly raise your hand. You're like, right? Digital clutter. Hello, who created these computers so we can have a paperless office? Do you realize that back in the day when I grew up, if you wanted to write a letter, letters in the mail, we're answering 300, 400, 500, 600, 700 letters a day. It's crazy. Two-legged clutter, we've already talked about that. And isn't it fascinating? And I don't know how easy it is to get rid of people that aren't really serving. And in the old government, in the old process, not so much at the city level, but there's a lot of people that just show up 9 to 5. They're just checking in, checking out. They really don't care. And they know they're safeguarded, and you really can't get rid of them. Unless you go through a lot of paperwork. Each person that comes into your organization, you included, you bring in your own mental clutter, your own limiting beliefs, your emotional clutter, what's ever going on, your physical and your health clutter. That all comes to work with you. Oh, yay for all of us. Right? Where'd my flicker switcher go? Oh, really? See? Short-term memory, like. What else do I have to give you?
You don't have to give me anything.
No, that's hysterical. You are funny. That's not a good address, is what she said. See, it's a new address. Now, why do I want you to get excited about this? Why do I want you to have a new view about your clutter? Why do I want to raise the bar about what clutter is costing you? This is a whole new conversation. Your head's probably going, like, really, Kathleen? Wow, never looked at it that way. Why does decluttering work? Whether you're decluttering your body, your mind, your physicality, your issues, your challenges, is because there's a law, and it's called the universe abhors a vacuum. That means if every part, let's just talk about your homes, is stuffed, every drawer is stuffed, it's actually an accident ready to happen, 911, because if you open a closet, you could be attacked by the stuff coming out of it, right? And some of you know what that means. But anything to come in new perspective, new ideas, new ways of thinking of things, compliments. Abundance comes in many ways. I've had over 5 people in the last 5 years in my boot camp, the last for a year, get over $100,000 of unexpected income. I've had people find checks that they didn't know they had. I had one gal get $11,000 back because she found all of her receipts. She'd worked at this place for 20 years, and they weren't turned in. She had 2 homes. One had so much stuff in it, she had to move out. The good news is she got the one house rented and cleared, the new house cleared, and the boss okayed for her to go back and get $11,000 on back expenses. Remember, clutter is a healing opportunity. Some of you have judgment on those people, but when they're dealing with so many different things, they need a lot of compassion. A lot of compassion, a lot of understanding. So if you have somebody in your life that is challenged with this, just know that they don't do it on purpose. They're not doing it to you. There's a whole litany of things of why the clutter happens. It's a very personal issue. But if you want something new, people, whatever it is, clear a space. It's so much fun. Each mess is a lock on the gate which keeps abundance away. My very first clearing opportunity, I was living in Los Gatos. Everybody knows LG. I lived here for 25 years. I was living in a rent-controlled apartment, $545. I was there for 13 years. The rent went up a little bit. But I got Karen's book, Clearing Your Clutter. So I'm living in this place. I love my tree house. I don't want to move. My luggage is in the shower. It's called creative storage. Every day I take it out, put it in, take it out, put it in. I travel a lot. So I get this book, changed my life. It has changed thousands of organizations that I've worked with and tens of thousands of people for the last 30 years. Actually, let me take that back. I got the book 25 years ago. The fastest way to India abundance on all levels is clearing your clutter. I'm telling you that. It is so much fun, it's ridiculous. Now, think about this. Take a piece of paper out and a pen or just in your mind. I want you to think of one space at home that's a clutter zone. And I call these opportunity zones because remember, you have an opportunity for healing. Clutter is an opportunity for what? Healing. Say it again. Clutter is an opportunity for what? Healing. Clutter is an opportunity for what? Healing. And abundance. What is that one zone at home that needs direct attention, the one that makes you physically ill? You can feel it, you can sense it, you don't even want to go in there. Maybe it's a private room. And everything just gets thrown in there, right? Some of you have a really great way of looking really good on the outside and everything's fantastic and everything has a place. But if we open up your drawers and your closets, it's a whole different story, right? Totally different metaphor. You're working on different things. So what is that one place at home? Who has a place at home they want to say? Soft hands. What is it? My office. Your office at home? Okay, who else? Do you want to, nothing? You have no zones? Nothing you want to share publicly? Okay, and? Kitchen. Your kitchen? Office? Garage. How many garages do we have in here? Oh, the fail-safe garage. Who over here raised their hand? Did you have something, Mr. Fabulous, a little over 50?
Garage, probably.
Your garage. How about you?
Basement.
The basement. Wow, we all have basements in Washington State, but it's rare here. Congratulations. Are you single? You might have an attic, too. Anyway, so that's your number one. I know, that's the only thing I got today is single jokes. Okay, so that is your opportunity right there. You've got that zone. Does everyone have the zone in their mind? Even if you didn't speak it. This is what you're going to do. You're going to go home. You're just going to apply 1 hour a week, 1 hour a week. That's all I'm asking for, 1 hour a week. You take everything out of that space. Let's say it's a closet. Everything comes out. Goodbye. Everything's out. Now, you grab these items, and each item gets 2 questions. Do you love it? And are you using it? Do you love it? And are you using it? What is it?
Love it. Use it. Love it. Use it. Love it. Use it.
Do I love it and am I using it? If it gets a no, it's got to go. Now, certainly, if it's a size 9 and you're a size 18 and for 8 years you've been trying to get back to size 9, raise your hands. Who has those outfits in there? Like, who want to wear them? Hell, the moss will probably get to them before you get your assets in them. Well, I have something in your closet that makes you feel like crap and lowers your self-esteem of days gone by. Why don't you just love what you're in right now? Ooh. And dress it well. Get rid of it. Do you love it? You need it? Gone. A no, it what? It goes. See? Now, think about the business. What's your number one issue right now in your department? Same approach. You must, it's not even a should, you must address those things. They need sustainable solutions now. They are costing way too much. All right? Now, I want you to think 80-20. This should be a Bible. If I was the city manager, all of you would get this book, the 80-20 principle. Now, it's a little bit mind-bending at the first, and you could kind of fall asleep at it, but it is fascinating. There is a piece in here that I've marked. Now, let's see if I'm going to need my glasses. Well, the money glasses really don't work, do they now? Does anyone have cheaters? Oh, what's your name? Linda. Linda. God, I love you, Linda. How am I looking on camera? See, they got cameras all over the place for recording. Okay. With the ABC data analyzer, what the kind of heck of word is that? What? It's the glasses. The data is entered and imported into the spreadsheet area, where you highlight it, click on your choice of 6 graph types. One of them is the Pareto chart, which is the 80-20 principle. The Pareto chart incorporates the 80-20 rule, which might show, for instance, that out of 1,000 customer complaints in your call center, roughly 800 can be eliminated by correcting only 20% of the causes. It's amazing. There is so much in here, it's ridiculous. It will inspire you to open up your brains to think, how can we apply the 80-20 rule here in Palo Alto? How can we have, number one, get your lives back? There is the city of San Luis Obispo, we're talking to work together, and they were very forward thinking, like 3 or 4 years ago, actually had a declutter day, half day, where everybody went through and decluttered. You cannot believe what's going to happen in your organizations. We only touched the iceberg of what's possible. The Department of Records, for the first time, I'm an executive coach at NIH, the National Institute of Health. And they instituted for the first time, National Records, a declutter to actually start getting rid of stuff. So all of you, I know where are we? 5 minutes? Really? Based on what? An hour? 5 minutes? Okay, I can do it. All right. So, does this book excite you? Oh, come on, you can give me, just fake it. Okay, how about this book with a margarita? Honest to goodness, all the answers are here. It can transform you. And this book right here, Clearing Your Clutter, this is also a great book that I just got, Begin with Yes. I love to share great books that I'm reading, Begin with Yes. It's magical. So you and your whole teams could get this, and it could transform things too. So I want you to begin with a yes. So what I'm asking you to do is I want you to go back to your office right now with the little information that you have. You're armed. You realize what is clutter, what the cost of clutter is. Your minds have been, you know, like that AT&T commercial when the little girl goes, think of a number, infinity. Well, we were looking for infinity plus infinity. And the little one goes, what about infinity times infinity? And the guy goes, poof. Does anyone else love that commercial as much as I do? I love that commercials. So cute. So this is what I'm hoping that I've achieved today. I wanted to blow your minds. I wanted to blow even your thought about clutter and the cost of your clutter and the levels of clutter to inspire you to really go and address it. If you did 1 hour a week, that's it, in your homes or here at work, and just focused on taking everything out of the drawer. Do I love it and do I use it? Do I love it? And hire someone. You can go to NAPO, National Association of Professional Organizers. Don't try to do that yourself. You're too overwhelmed. You're going to do anything that's easy. The human being will do anything to avoid pain and anything to gain pleasure. How much fun is going out to the garage to space clear unless you're like me, who I would spend 8 hours a day clearing if you let me. I think it's called OCD, I'm not sure. But I was not good at decluttering. It took me like 8 years to even get to a system because of the ADD. We have a different mind, and it's a challenge for us to keep organized. And so please be very gentle with yourselves as you start to clear. Don't be frustrated, and it's a process, but it's one that you can achieve over time. It's so much fun. So let me see if there's anything else on the slides. Here I have by Karen's book, Block an Hour a Week, focus on your #1 zone, interview and hire some support, and clear until your your opportunity zone list is completed. And then these are some references, the National Association of Professional Organizers. And then if you're interested in my boot camp or any of the topics there, you can let me know, and we can get you dialed in for that. And if you want to connect with me on Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube, there we go. So that's the end of this particular 20-minute presentation, and now we're open for 20 minutes of Q&A, I believe. Is that right?
That's true.
Okay. Of course, isn't that interesting? If I only had 20 minutes.
You have about 15 minutes for questions.
Oh, I thought we were going to, I really thought I only talked for 20 minutes. I was waiting for my cue.
We declutter in a little different way, so we add time. So I don't know how that works. Anybody,
Okay, great.
anyone questions?
Oh, come on, I charge $3.25 an hour. Fire now, it's cheap.
My area of clutter is a desk where I So my area of clutter is a desk
Yes.
where I keep odds and ends. It's an old desk.
Yeah.
So I've got things like shoe polish and whatnot that I might need every so often in it. But so you say things that you love, and what was the other one? Things that you
If you love it, and are you using it?
love? Okay, well I don't love it, but I need it.
How often? Now this could fall under the category because there's a lot of different reasons for clutter. And when you read Karen's book, you'll find out the different areas of why people keep clutter. Those are the root causes. You must get to the root cause for the clutter to disappear. So that's kind of a just in case scenario. Would you agree? Yeah. Okay. When was the last time you used the shoe polish?
A month ago.
A month ago. And why wouldn't it be at home where you could use it and it wouldn't be at work?
It is at home, isn't it?
Oh, so you have one at home and one at work?
A desk? No, I only have the shoe polish at home.
Oh, we're talking about a home office.
No, I don't have a home office.
She has a home desk. She just has a home desk.
She has a home desk. I'm sorry. You have a home desk.
Here.
You have a home desk. And at your home desk is the shoe polish. Okay, so what I would say is that the best address for the shoe polish? Because I have shoe polish in my home too.
Where do you keep it?
I keep it in the laundry room.
Oh, I don't have a laundry room.
So is there a drawer in the kitchen for fix-it kind of stuff? Like where your toolbox is, the shoe polish?
I have a small house, you know, we gotta make do. Like, you know, like
Everything's in the desk.
case in the shower, I could have that kind
Okay, well then this would be an off topic and I'd have to see your space to give you the best answer. But I love the question because it gave a lot of comedy relief to the audience while we tried to figure it out. But certainly I understand that. But just decide where the best address is for things. And yes, it's okay to have shoe polish in the house. I thought it was here at your work. So I was trying to figure that out, like, why do you have shoe polish at work? What's the next question? How many of you have storage units?
I was just going to ask a question, like, what do you think about everybody who has storage units?
How many of you have storage units? All right. Sheepishly, you raise your hands. I want you to do the math on that storage unit. What is it, 100 a month, 150 a month, 325 a month? How much? Uh-huh.
I had 2 of them built in my backyard.
Ah, oh. 2 in the backyard. So that's convenient, and she saves a lot of money. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean that it's not clutter. I know you know. So I know, and I can imagine you probably have a whole room just of shoes. Yeah, you had to, yeah, an add-on for the shoes. I got that, because you look like a Nordette. I can tell that right now. A Nordette, Nordstrom's, you always look good. Yes. Studied human behavior for 40 years. Most of you can't get away with much with me. So this is what I have to say to you. When was the last time you actually looked at anything in those outside storage bins?
In the bin?
Yeah, like, oh.
I walked by the storage unit.
You know, I so love you. I'm not going to give you anything to add to your clutter or to have you build another storage unit, but I want you to have this button. So every time you look at this button, I want you to get excited about clearing those units. Because what's happening is, if you keep the stuff, you're making it a decision not to bring in anything new or any abundance. So if it takes up space, you're eliminating anything new. So if you want 0 abundance in your life, keep your stuff. And that's the way it goes. But it's amazing how many people have like collectibles, and they're in a storage unit, but they love them. But they haven't seen them for 15 years. But I love them. What do you love about them? You haven't seen them. The thing of it is, this is the deal. My friend, Dr. Regina Lark, is one of my guest experts, and she's a hoarding expert. And she said it to me in such a way that made such sense to me. She said that everything that enters our home, As soon as it comes in, whether we bring it in, the kids bring it in, the spouse or the partner or whatever, whoever brings it in, you attach a emotional cord to that item. Aunt Betty could have passed away. You didn't like her, you didn't know her, but boy, Aunt Betty's stuff is all over your house because you got to think it because Aunt Betty died. And you have to respect Aunt Betty to keep her stuff? No, you don't. You can respect Aunt Betty and still gift her stuff. So just check with yourselves. What emotional value are you giving that stuff? For those of you that are, some of your stuff is because of status. There's 9 different reasons of why we have stuff. Next question, and I'm so excited about you getting rid of that. You're going to have so much fun. Just have a party. Look at everybody here in the city wants to come over and help you. And they know the questions. Do I love it? Do I need it? Do I love it? Do you need it?
Well, we're excited because she is a closed person and she probably has really good stuff that some of us might want.
Yes, and this is really exciting. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you think of the 80-20 rule, how it applies to your wardrobe, you wear 20% of your wardrobe, yes or yes? Yes? How many of you have CDs and CDs and CDs? Like a wall of CDs? Who does that? I know you. Okay, some of them have gotten actually onto an iPod or a Nano. You listen to 20% of your music. Apps on your phone, the average is like 15 or 18. No. Let me get that fact right. Let's just back up. I'll have to Google it. But the deal is you're using 20% of the apps that are on your phone. I have 2 apps, an 8-year-old put them on at a picnic. One's a monster face and one's a fat box face. I'm always a hit with kids at picnics. Yes, your hand was first.
Often you were talking about decluttering on a personal level.
Yes.
If you're trying to declutter a department, can you tell me like 5 steps as far as how you would do it? Because then you're also working with your staff as well.
I'm putting together a new program called Clutternomics where we come in and do a 3-hour lecture and then there's teleclasses behind that. But for you specifically, I would initiate a declutter day where I give everybody permission for a couple hours, and you'd want to set them up. Maybe they read the book prior to that so they understand that, and then they have 2 or 3 focused hours to just start going through their offices. Do they love it and do they need it? You almost have to have a trained coordinator if you're having a day like that, but that would be the first thing I would do, is start with the physical clutter. The next thing I would do, and I don't know if you can do this, if they'll be honest enough, but if you had some way to have an anonymous survey to find out what they're really thinking. Because a lot of times the people that work in your department are not going to tell you what you're thinking because you're in charge. You probably have your hands on their raises and their reviews, and right? Is that right? So why would they tell you the truth? Now, if some of you are micromanagers, that needs to be space cleared. That is causing so much pain for the people that you work with when you're a micromanager. When you're in control of everything and you don't let them do their jobs, they're under a microscope, they cannot perform. So you need to look at that and see how that serves you. But if you could do some way to do an anonymous survey, then you get what the issues are. And I've done offsites where the people come with their issue or their challenge, but they have to have a solution. It's not like one big complaint session. So if you wanted to do a roundtable and say, what are your issues? Because issues and challenges are clutter. And then you set a team together to get sustainable solutions for those. Does that make sense? So first you have to know what are your issues and challenges within your department. There is a lot going on with that. I did an offsite with 8 people. We had 340 issues. 340 issues. And we worked through them. We put them in hot, medium, and cold, and we got sustainable solutions. They were our working agreements going forward. Does that answer your question? Start with the physical, because then that starts the other things. Yes, and then there was another question. So, yes, sir.
This question was actually more for Pam and Jim. When are we going to have our declutter day?
That's probably a great question
Yeah.
to close on. And I want to thank you very much for
We're going to do a drawing, too.
Oh, we are. Let's do the drawing then.
Yeah, let's do a drawing. You want to pick? Everybody grab your sheets.
Don't we end at 3?
I did want to just say some closing comments.
Okay.
And I can be here afterwards if you need me. I want you to grab, surveys. There's one, oh, the white sheet right here. Everybody grab this one real quick. If you or anyone you know would like to do any further education with me, I have these teleseminars on the back. Do you know what teleseminars are? You just sit at the phone and you call in. So it's like we're doing a seminar, but on the phone. So you dial in. There's 3 hours of training in Clutternomics, the first one. And then the Fortunas in the follow-up is 4.5 hours. And that's specific standard time. Turn the sheet over. On Clutternomics, that price is $277. Cross that out, it's only $97. So if you want to take that course, you can take that course. It's on the phone. You get the MP3s behind it. And once you take it, you never pay again. All right? On the Fortune in the follow-up, cross that price out, $277. That's $197. And then if you need me for coaching or training, you know where to find me. And now we're going to do a drawing, and one of you are going to win. The other thing is, if you're so inclined, I would love it if you'd fill out the survey before you left today, if you'd like. Quick and down and dirty and easy. Thank you. If not, just leave it, and then we'll recycle it. And one of you is going to win one of the teleclasses. Are you excited?
So before you announce the winner, Kathleen, so at the end of every fiscal year, for those folks who have management professional dollars, the $500, every year at the end of the year, there's a cluster of like a whole bunch of fury of activity. What can I spend that money on? Is it too late to spend the money, et cetera? These kinds of teleconference and webinars, you go through the process, you say, hey, I'd really like to do this. You have your supervisor sign off on the training plan, and it's a really easy way to develop yourself and within the budget price of the things that we're doing with those professional development dollars. And to your question about the declutter, we didn't do this because we knew Kathleen was coming, but every once in a while up in the manager's office, like right now we have several recycle bins, and we sent out a note basically saying during this council period where the council is dark for a month, to use that time to start getting rid of stuff. And so little by little, you know, people are doing that. But, you know, you definitely can do that. And we'd be happy to, I think Jim would, I saw Jim nodding his head, that we would be happy to announce a declutter day. He's going to be gone for 3 weeks in August. We're going to do anything we want while he's gone. We're going to eat hot dogs. We're going to run with scissors.
Where's Jim?
Jim's our city manager.
Oh, hi.
Old guy in the room.
So how many of you think that would be, if we organized that for you and said, hey, we're going to have some recycle bins and trash bins and that, whatever, would you go through the exercise? We recently did that in the old office right next to my office, and it really, we were whispering, it felt very good to throw away stuff. Although, you know what we did, which was fun, Kathleen?
Freedom.
We found stuff, and after hours, we put interesting finds on other people's desks.
Oh, that's hysterical.
Like a comp plan from like 1972, we put on, I think, Aaron's desk, and we found some old financial stuff. We snuck it down to Lalo's and ASD, and it was a lot of fun. But anyway, we'd be happy to do that.
The byproduct is beyond amazing, what's going to happen. I swear to goodness. Now, do you want to pick a winner for the teleclass? Okay, drum roll. Come on, get involved. And the winner is?
Oh, Human from the auditors. Human from the auditors office.
Is that you? Hi. You look so excited. I know that's about. No,
You can't get excited.
no, this is how I have it. Can you imagine me doing comedy for engineers around the world? I did that. And this is when they're having a really good time. I knew that they were laughing like this, but it just showed like this. So I know you're really excited, and if you're not, gift it to someone. But what you're going to do is fill out that form and just put winner in your name, and then you choose which one will get you signed up. Does that sound good? Okay, thank you. I'll stay here. Certainly, there's some books in the back if you're interested. If you need my business card or any flyers, you can see Maria, my assistant, in the back. You can leave your surveys with her. I really appreciate you taking the time to fill them out. If not, just leave the survey. It's okay. I don't take it personal. If you don't take the time to fill it out, I won't take it personal.
Thank you very much
Thanks,
for coming.
Cash.
Let's give
You're
Kathleen a
awesome.
wonderful round of applause.
Thanks, everybody.
And just a friendly reminder that we have our next forum on August 1st.
Okay, thanks, everyone. I really appreciate you clearing to come.